Hello and welcome back everyone. I hope you're all doing well. It's Friday here in Australia, so happy Friday to everyone. I had a question about dating again, like when's a good time to date after you've experienced a breakup, after you've experienced something difficult, and I suppose we often will talk about narcissistic relationships. But dating again after any breakup, it's important that we do start to think about how we're going to work through some of the issues that occurred, but more importantly, what it is you're wanting to attract in the next relationship. So we know that going into a relationship with unresolved emotions, stuck emotions, with unresolved issues is really not going to be healthy. Also, you need to see the patterns of the last relationship, whether it was with a narcissist, whether it wasn't, and your previous relationships, and to start to see, have you been choosing similar types of people, and has this been based on still some, possibly some trauma bonds associated with situations that haven't really been dealt with just yet. So let me get back to the question. How to approach dating again, when is a good time? I really think that there was probably, we can say time, but I'm going to talk about time more with what's happening for you. So, of course, the first thing you need to do when there is a breakup, and in particular if we're talking narcissistic love situations, you have to regulate yourself again. So your emotions are dysregulated, your nervous system is dysregulated, and you're going to have to actually see what happened. Now, if you are an empath, chances are you're going to be blaming yourself. Oh, I did this or I did that. You need to start to pause and see things clearly. Yeah. So you need to also start to say, well, why did the relationship break up? Was it causing me happiness? How did I really feel in this relationship? Was I having to play small in the relationship? Was I having to stay quiet? Was I having to always overgive, overdo? So they're just some of the things that you're going to have to establish. And it's very important that we balance our head brain and our heart brain as soon as we can, because then we've got access to the rational side of us. Without that, we haven't. Now, once, of course, you've gone through and, done that and started to do whatever it is that balances you, you're, of course, going to be entering into what we call the grief cycle, because there's been a loss now. And we know that the narcissist situation, when we break up with a narcissist, is so complex, because it's so multi-layered. There's been so much mind control. You're not thinking straight, you're not feeling straight. These energetic cords just keep pulling and pulling on you. So we need to attend to the grief cycle, which is the emotional, I'm talking the emotional parts of what we have to go through, so that we can then get to the other side and we can start to accept that the situation occurred. So accepting about what happened is very important, because that stops you from going into your fantasy brain, stops you from going into daydreaming about the relationship. We need to shed that. We process that, and that can take a while, that can take a long time. And the sooner and the quicker you make up your mind that the relationship's dead, that it's over, the better off you're going to be, because that's going to give you the determination, the motivation to get back into the present moment. No more fantasy stuff. Over. If one person left, it's over. If you left, see it as over. Shut that door and shut it tight, right? Because if you don't, that old energy is going to keep seeping through. Now, here we come to, and this could take you a little bit of time to get to, but you do want to start to look at creating the new. So if you are interested in dating again, then just do it obviously cautiously. Sometimes things can just pop up, so you might start dating even fairly soon, but it is advisable not to use not rebound relationships for long term. You might want to use a rebound relationship. Be very cautious with doing things like that. Yeah, it's best to keep people as friends so you can talk through things, because you want to enter into a long-term relationship being as clear as you can. Now, I want you to do something. This will help you. I want you to see what energy you had when you entered into the relationship. What was your vibration like? Were you confident or were you worried? Did you have issues around you? Was there still an ex hanging around? Were things not that clear? Was it a difficult time for you? Were you in transition? Where were you at, right? Were you operating at the best version of you? Did you possibly see the person as being like you, wanting the same goals as you, and they weren't? Sometimes we can put people on a pedestal. Did you do that? Did they put you on a pedestal first as well? So when we become clear about what it is that where we were operating from when we first entered into the relationship, we can now make a conscious choice that we don't want to do that now. So you've obviously been through something, you've learned a lot, and now you want to get yourself into a completely different energetic vibration. And that means that you have to now start to say, what is the highest version of myself? What is it? How do I want to live? Like, what do I want to change? What isn't working for me? Who am I? And what is it that I want to go forward together? What are my new goals? And become really clear about what they are. Because if you're not vibrating high enough, and if there's always a part of you that doesn't really feel that you're in the right place, that you're in that place of empowerment, you're going to continue to attract people who are also operating like that. And then you're going to have to come down in your expectations. You could even start trying to change them because you believe that they want the same as you, and then they're not going to want it, and then we get stuck. So you don't want to get stuck. So the best thing to do is to then start to set your goals. Make them big goals, make them based on who you are. If you've got lots of energy, if you're independent, if if there's things that you want to achieve, then start to set those goals in motion, because then you will meet someone at that level as well. All right, so I hope that's helped, and take lots of care, and bye for now.